Imagine waking up tomorrow. No clocks, no calendars, no Monday morning, no birthdays, no "I'll be there in 5 minutes." For almost all of human history, that's exactly how people lived. So here's the strange question. Did humans discover time, or did we invent it? Because the answer completely changes how you see your own life. Most people think time has always existed exactly the way we experience it today. Seconds, minutes, hours, schedules. But that's not actually true. The universe has always had change. Day becomes night, seasons come and go. The moon circles the earth. Those rhythms existed long before humans ever did. What we invented wasn't time itself. We invented a way to measure it, a shared system that everyone could understand. And once we did, civilizations became possible. Empires expanded. Factories ran on schedule. Trains arrived on time. Today, the internet synchronizes billions of people every second. In many ways, modern civilization is built on one invisible invention, shared time. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans never asked, "What time is it?" They asked, "Where is the sun?" Hunter-gatherers lived entirely by nature's rhythm. They woke when daylight arrived, slept after sunset, traveled when the weather allowed, and ate whenever food was available. Nobody counted minutes because minutes simply didn't matter. Even when agriculture began, people still cared far more about seasons than hours. Plant, wait, harvest, repeat. The sky became humanity's first calendar. Ancient people carefully watched the stars, the moon, and the changing position of the sun. Not because they loved astronomy, but because survival depended on it. Plant too early, and crops died. Plant too late, and the harvest failed. Time was still something you observed in nature, not something you carried in your pocket. Eventually, people wanted something more precise. The ancient Egyptians built towering obelisks that worked like giant sundials. As the sun moved across the sky, the shadow shifted, allowing people to divide the day into parts. Later came water clocks, where water slowly dripped from one container into another. Every drop represented the passing of time. Across ancient Greece, China, and other civilizations, inventors experimented with more accurate ways to keep time. But every method had a weakness. Sundials couldn't work on cloudy days or at night. Water clocks froze during winter or changed speed depending on temperature. Candle clocks burned unevenly. Time was still local, imperfect, and deeply connected to nature. Then came one of the greatest inventions in human history, the mechanical clock. Around medieval Europe, enormous clocks began appearing in church towers. For the first time, people no longer looked at the sun to organize their day. They looked at a machine. Church bells rang at exact hours. Markets opened together. Workers arrived together. Entire cities began living according to the same schedule. Historians have often argued that mechanical clocks transformed society almost as profoundly as the steam engine because they changed not only how people measured time, but how they organized their lives. Once everyone follows the same clock, cooperation becomes dramatically easier. Business grows faster. Governments become more efficient. Cities become more organized. Time slowly stopped belonging only to nature. It became something society controlled. But there was still one enormous problem. Every town had its own local time. Noon simply meant the moment the sun reached its highest point in that particular location. That worked well enough, until trains arrived. Imagine leaving one city at 10 o'clock and arriving somewhere that insisted it was only 9:45. Railway schedules became confusing. Worse, different clocks increased the risk of collisions because trains traveling between cities couldn't rely on consistent time. The solution came in 1884 when representatives from around the world gathered in Washington, D.C., at the International Meridian Conference. Together, they agreed on a single prime meridian passing through Greenwich, England. From that decision came the system of global time zones that still organizes our world today. Without realizing it, billions of us follow a decision made by a room full of people over a century ago. Every time your phone automatically updates its clock while traveling, it's following rules created during that historic meeting. Just when humanity believed it had finally mastered time, science delivered an even bigger surprise. Albert Einstein showed that time itself isn't constant. According to his theory of relativity, time actually moves at different speeds depending on how fast you're traveling and how strong gravity is around you. In everyday life, the difference is tiny. But for satellites orbiting Earth, it's measurable. GPS satellites experience time slightly differently than clocks on the ground. If engineers ignored Einstein's equations, your GPS could drift by several kilometers in just a single day. Every time you use Google Maps to find a restaurant or navigate home, relativity is quietly working behind the scenes. In other words, even our most advanced technology depends on accepting something ancient civilizations could never have imagined. Time is far stranger than any clock can show. The next time you glance at your phone to check the time, remember this. You're not just reading nature, you're reading one of humanity's greatest inventions, a shared agreement, a language spoken by billions of strangers without saying a single word. The universe gave us sunrise and sunset, but humans created Mondays, deadlines, lunch breaks, school periods, office hours, New Year's Eve. Perhaps that's the most fascinating part of all. The thing that quietly controls almost every moment of your life isn't just a force of nature. It's also one of humanity's greatest inventions, a story we've all agreed to believe together. So here's a question for you. If you could erase just one invention of human time forever, alarm clocks, deadlines, or Mondays, which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments.